In the heart of the 7th century, in the arid deserts of Arabia, a revelation would awaken the conscience of a civilization, a message so powerful it would shake empires, unite warring tribes, and illuminate the hearts of billions across centuries. This is the story of Islam. Long before Islam was revealed, the Arabian Peninsula was a land of deserts, tribal warfare, and spiritual confusion. The people of Mecca, one of the richest trade cities, worshipped hundreds of idols. The sacred Kaaba, originally built by Prophet Abraham, and his son Ismail, had been filled with these idols and lost its monotheistic origins. There was no central religion. Paganism, tribal customs, and oral traditions dominated daily life. The strong oppressed the weak, and women had few rights. While Judaism and Christianity existed in pockets, the majority of Arabs remained steeped in ignorance, what is known in Islam as Jahiliyyah, or the Age of Ignorance. But change was coming. And it began with one man. Muhammad ibn Abdullah was born in 570 CE in Mecca, an orphan raised in the care of his uncle. He was known as Al-Amin, the trustworthy, long before his prophethood. At the age of 25, he married Khadija, a wealthy merchant woman who would become his first supporter and one of the earliest believers. At age 40, while meditating in the solitude of the cave Hira, Muhammad received a moment that would alter the course of history. The angel Gabriel, appeared to him, commanding, "Iqra, read." Startled and overwhelmed, Muhammad replied, "I cannot read." But the command repeated, and with it, the first verses of the Quran were revealed, a divine book sent down over 23 years, guiding humanity with wisdom, morality, and a call to worship the one true God, Allah. This was not a new religion, but a continuation, the final chapter in the long line of monotheistic teachings of prophets like Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus, peace be upon them all. Muhammad was the seal of the prophets, the last messenger to complete the divine message. In the beginning, only a handful believed. His wife Khadija was the first. Then his cousin Ali, his friend Abu Bakr, and a few others joined the cause. But the message of Islam, that all humans are equal before God, that the poor and the rich are brothers, that idols are false, angered the elite of Mecca. They saw Muhammad's message as a threat to their wealth, power, and the centuries-old tradition of idol worship. Muslims were beaten, tortured, and boycotted. Some were even killed. But their faith only grew stronger. After years of persecution, Muhammad received divine permission to migrate. In 622 CE, he and his followers left Mecca and moved to Yathrib, a city that would soon be renamed Al-Madinah al-Munawwara, the Enlightened City. This event, known as the Hijrah, marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar. In Medina, Muhammad established the first Islamic state, based on justice, equality, and brotherhood. He signed treaties with Jews and pagans, laid down the constitution of Medina, and became both a prophet and a statesman. Through patience, wisdom, and divine support, Islam continued to spread. Years later, the Muslims marched back to Mecca, not with revenge in their hearts, but with forgiveness. The city surrendered without bloodshed. Muhammad entered the Kaaba, destroyed the idols, and restored the house of God to its original purpose, a place of monotheistic worship. Before his death in 632 CE, the entire Arabian Peninsula had embraced Islam. After Muhammad's death, leadership passed to the caliphs, righteous successors who upheld his teachings. Abu Bakr, 632–634, unified the tribes and compiled the Quran. Umar ibn al-Khattab, 634–644, expanded the Islamic Empire to Persia, Egypt, and beyond. Uthman ibn Affan, 644–656, commissioned a standardized Quran copy. Ali ibn Abi Talib, 656–661, faced internal divisions and became a symbol of piety and justice. Under them, Islam spread rapidly, not only through conquests, but through trade, scholarship, and example. As Islam expanded, political disputes began to surface. One of the major turning points was the question of who should lead the Muslim community after the Prophet. This led to the emergence of two main sects. Sunni Islam, followers who believed leadership should go to the most capable, chosen by consensus. Today, Sunnis make up about 85 to 90% of Muslims worldwide. Shia Islam, followers who believed leadership should remain within the Prophet's family, specifically through Ali and his descendants. While both agree on the fundamentals, belief in one God, the prophethood of Muhammad, the Quran, prayer, fasting, and charity, they differ in religious leadership, practices, and historical perspectives. Over time, various schools of Islamic jurisprudence developed. Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi'i, and Hanbali, Sunni schools focused on interpreting Islamic law. Jafari, the main Shia school of thought. Other movements also arose. Sufism, the mystical path of Islam, focusing on inner purification and love of God. Salafism, a movement advocating a return to the practices of the early Muslims. Ahmadiyya, a modern movement, not recognized by mainstream Islam, that believes in a non-law-bearing prophet after Muhammad. Each of these movements shaped the cultural and intellectual history of Islam across regions. Today, Islam is practiced by over 1.9 billion people across every continent. From the minarets of Indonesia to the deserts of Morocco, from the cities of Europe to the villages of Africa, the call to prayer echoes 5 times a day, uniting hearts in remembrance of God. Despite challenges, misrepresentations, and political tensions, the core message of Islam remains unchanged. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. Islam is not just a religion, it is a way of life, a civilization, a spiritual tradition rooted in justice, mercy, and peace. Its story is far from over. It began in the quiet solitude of a cave, and now it echoes in the hearts of millions. The story of Islam is the story of a light that continues to shine.